Benedict, Enterprise Mobility Analyst and SAP Mentor Volunteer. Thank you for joining me today for these video comments. It's been a few weeks since I recorded a segment of the video comments series, and during that time I've been very busy. Been working very closely with SAP Insider and Insider Research to conduct a survey of over 600 companies. And the results of that survey and my analysis is going to be published in an upcoming Mobility Outlook 2012 report. Look forward to that. I'll be promoting it here on my website when it's completed here. And I'll be leading 3 different sessions at the upcoming SAP Insiders SAP Enterprise Mobility in Las Vegas, February 28th through March 2nd. I hope to see all of you guys there. You know, enterprise mobility is not just a technology. Some people do consider it as just an interesting gadget or an interesting set of technologies. It's a lot more than that. It's one of these events that's transformational in the history of technology and, in fact, business. And that's the point I really want to make today. The biggest impacts that I'm seeing from mobility is in how it affects the businesses. Let's talk about some of those. Before we get started, let's just touch on what happened over the last couple of years in the ERP space. SAP acquired Sybase in 2010. And just a few weeks ago, IBM announced that they are purchasing a company called Worklight, another MEP vendor, mobile enterprise application platform vendor. Now, why would these large companies, these ERP companies, be purchasing mobile platform companies? Why? Because they really do want to have a managed, standardized way in which mobile applications can be connecting to and communicating with back-end systems. You really don't want everybody doing it a different way. It will be a nightmare, total chaos to try to support that. And so they're really trying to standardize how that works. And you know what? I expect Oracle this year in 2012 to also announce an acquisition of some sort, because right now it seems they are very chaotic and they don't have a standardized message around mobility for their customer base. And I tell you, customer bases are demanding it. Aberdeen, Forrester, in my own surveys have all shown that enterprise mobility this year is a top 3 strategic imperative with customers and large companies today. So it's very important, and everybody's saying how important it is. Matter of fact, in a recent survey I conducted in October of 2011, 80% of companies said to me that enterprise mobility was very important, critical to the future success of the company. So I think we're all in agreement that is very, very important out there. You know, here's something that we all should understand. Mobility is not just a technology layer that's interesting. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that we bring from home to work and from work to home. It is all-encompassing. Mobility is around us. I read somewhere the other day that the average person checks their Facebook status something like 50 times in a day. It is that important to us, and most of the Facebook connections now are all done on mobile devices. It is a lifestyle, and it's a transformational way of conducting business today. You know what? Enterprise mobility does a lot of things for decision makers. It can cut their chains, release them from being held hostage to their cubicles. Nowadays, they can take their entire operations with them on an iPad and a smartphone. I guess I should be diplomatically correct and say any kind of tablet and any kind of smartphone. But they can take and manage their business. So they don't have to be in the cubicle or locked down to in front of a desktop to have access to their information or a conference room. They can take their entire management toolkit with them, so that they can spend their time in the point where they can have the biggest impact. What do I mean by there? The biggest impact may not be in the cubicle behind them. The biggest impact point may be with suppliers, with customers, helping set up a distant manufacturing plant, negotiating new kinds of partnerships, or even talking to banks to make sure that their financial support behind them is well situated. Those could be the points where they could make the biggest impact. You don't want them, your decision makers to be held hostage to a cubicle. You know, enterprise mobility has given us something that is called by a bunch of different names. It gives decision makers situational awareness. So they understand everything going around them that's impacting their business, their manufacturing, their production, their sales, every aspect of it. Situational awareness, real-time visibility into operations, real-time visibility into business intelligence, real-time visibility into sales forecasts, situational awareness. It's also called network-centric operations, where all of your tools that you use and require to do your business are networked so that that information can be accessible from anywhere on a mobile device. So situational awareness, managing the real-time enterprise, network-centric operations, it all really reflects that same thing, the ability to have real-time access to mission-critical information so you can make the best decisions no matter where your location is. The ability to have real-time visibility into your assets, your locations of your resources, your operations, your jobs, your sales, production statuses, customer, supplier issues, all of these things. That's it. Anywhere. You know, these kinds of strategies can lead to incredible competitive advantages. Matter of fact, in the survey that I conducted in October, 42.7% of the respondents said that they wanted to mobilize many of their business applications for that specific reason, to gain competitive advantages. It's a big deal out there, isn't it? It's one of those things. Enterprise mobility, I'm going to say it again, is a transformational event. You know, I've seen it. I read a lot of information. I write, 7 newsletters every week now. So I'm reading a lot of content, looking for the market numbers and things. Enterprise mobility, in some cases, can just shake up an industry to its very core. Let's talk about some of those. Healthcare, absolutely. Media, print media, advertising, TV media, radio, music, everything. Retail industry, field services, banking. All of these things are being revolutionized and transformed by mobile solutions today. You know, there are very few individuals and businesses or industries today that are not now feeling the impact of mobility. Mobility is, again, more than a technology. It is a historic event, a transformational event, I would even say. And I'm going to repeat it again because this is my mantra. Mobile technologies without mobile strategies is wasted. I want to thank you for joining me today. And look for a bunch of upcoming events again. There's the SAP Insiders Mobile Outlook 2012. There's a 12-page white paper I just completed on HTML in 2012 and what it means to enterprise mobility. And a new one on MEEPS, a 60-plus page report that I just completed on the biggest vendors and what to look for and why people are interested in mobile platforms. With that, I want to thank you very much for joining and hope to see you at the upcoming SAP Insiders SAP Enterprise Mobility event in Las Vegas, February 28th through March 2. Thank you again for joining.